Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Nationwide, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. My name is Justin Bemunyi. We now start from the Vatican, where Pope Leo XIV set the tone for his papacy that this Sunday with a charge to stop exploiting nature and marginalizing the poor before an audience of world leaders and tens of thousands of pilgrims. Now, this was during his inauguration mass at St. Peter's Square in the Vatican City. And Ekene Ndulu reports.
The 69-year-old Pope began the day by making his debut tour in a Pope mobile, greeting over 100,000 pilgrims, leaders from around the world, and representatives of Christian denominations. Pope Leo XIV marked the joyous start to his ministry, officially inaugurating it with a mass in St. Peter's Square. Among the dignitaries is President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria, who got a personal invitation from the Pope. Expressing his heartfelt gratitude for the prayerful and joyful support offered to him as he begins his ministry as Pope, Leo XIV recalled the intense emotions experienced over the past few weeks.
Troppe ferite causate dall'odio.
In his homily, the Pope laid out priorities for his papacy, criticizing an economic system that exploits nature and the poor. He noted that in current times, there are too much discord, too many wounds caused by hatred, violence, prejudice, and the fear of difference. The Pope also thanked everyone for accompanying in prayer the College of Cardinals meeting in conclave to elect the successor of Peter as they looked at how to continue the mission of preaching the gospel with a shepherd able to address today's challenges. He recalled how love and unity are the two aspects of the mission entrusted to Peter by Jesus Christ. Ekene Ndulu, NTA News.
Still from the Vatican, demonstrating the practical example, President Bola Tinubu says his administration will continue to strengthen the bond of national unity regardless of religious differences in Nigeria. This was the special message of the president as he attended the inaugural mass of Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican. Now, Musbao Danwahab will bring details of this report in our subsequent bulletin. And now back here in Nigeria, vandalism of power infrastructures, power theft and inadequate funding have been outlined as factors responsible for setbacks in the power sector that requires collaboration from stakeholders across all strata. Kelvin Samuel reports that these are part of deliberations at an engagement between the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission and members of the Senate Committee on Power held in Ikotekbene, Akwa Ibom State.
Electricity is essential for the economic growth of any nation, and its importance is a reason for government effort at all levels to ensure adequate supply to the people. This retreat, therefore, organized by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, has critical stakeholders in the sector brainstorming on how to reposition the power industry and the country, which will translate into regular power supply. Akwa Ibom State Governor, represented by his deputy, Senator Akone Yanginyi, while appreciating the effort of the federal government in repositioning the sector, reassures of his administration's commitment and the provision of efficient supply of power in the state.
Let me applaud the great work this committee has been doing in line with the strategic investments of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR that is making in this critical sector as part of his renewed hope agenda.
Minister of Power Deboye Adelabu and the Chairman Senate Committee on Power, Senator Enyinaya Baribe, say the retreat at the end will come up with the needed roadmap for improved power supply in the country.
All the nine coastal states from Lagos to Ondo, Edo, Bayelsa, Rivers, and Cross River, they do not have any excuse not to exploit the potential of their coastal routes to generate renewable energy.
SMEs are the backbone of every economy. When they, for lack of power, shut down, then it affects each and every one of us. To sit back, analyze issues, and come up with the best approach to overcome this lingering, teething problem is giving everybody concern.
Anchored on the theme addressing the challenges in the Nigerian electricity power supply, the event featured paper presentations by experts and interactive sessions. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lukubiri, says the policies and programs guiding the country's oil and gas sector are currently under review for sustainable economic growth and development. Now, this is the minister's remark while laying a foundation for construction of the multi-billion naira Bauchi Oil and Gas Academy located in Al-Kaleri local government area of the state. Awal Abdullahi has details.
Commencement of the permanent site construction of the Bauchi Oil and Gas Academy, according to the Petroleum Minister of State, is a collaboration of the federal and state governments. The aim, he said, geared toward revitalizing the entire country's oil and gas industry.
The Bauchi Oil and Gas is a very, very significant institution that will provide the manpower, required to service the oil and gas industry, particularly as federal government is renewing its commitment to exploration in the Kolmani Basin.
The Academy is therefore meant to provide the skilled manpower required to fast-track oil and gas exploration in the Kolmani oil field and other areas in the country. It is also an indication of our unwavering commitment to impact vocational and technical skills to our teeming youth to make them more productive in line with the economic empowerment and skill development program of our administration.
Established in 2021, the institution comprising hostel for students, academic and administrative blocks, will serve as a center for energy education with training and skills required ahead of the Kolmani oil exploration projects. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Let's now talk politics. As stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress APC from the Northwest Zone have endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the 2027 presidential ticket. And this was during a high-level meeting with the state governors, federal lawmakers, ministers and other party leaders from the zone. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports that the stakeholders passed a vote of confidence in President Tinubu's leadership style, reaffirming their collective commitment to supporting his continuity in office.
It is a gathering of political decision makers from the Northwest Zone. They gathered to consolidate on their gains and most importantly to appreciate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for supporting the Northwest Zone.
With the 2027 general election approaching, we must intensify grassroots mobilization, consolidate our legislative gains, and engage new constituencies, especially youth and women. You could not go to some areas before now, but now you could go to some areas, you could travel from Abuja to Kaduna. This was quite impossible before he came to power. You could now go to Binumbwari, people of Binumbwari are farming, going to their farms.
The national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, says the APC is growing stronger with more decampees joining the party.
We should continue to be visible and we continue to work stronger and stronger so that 2027 will just be a walkover.
Higher profile defection from opposition parties, including the Northwest, have sent a clear message: APC is the party of the future.
And now time to pass vote of confidence on the president to continue in office.
Are we ready? Yes. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those in support say aye.
This was followed by a communique on their resolutions to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's continuity in office.
All of us here have agreed unanimously and collectively that our amiable President Bola Tinubu, have done tremendously well as a president in supporting our region, the Northwest region. Here we are celebrating 12 ministers, which is unprecedented in the history of the Northwest.
The stakeholders are expected to return to their respective states to canvass for more support for the president. In Kaduna, Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Yobe State has re-elected Senator Umar El Gash as the state's chairman of the party. This is at the PDP State Executive Congress conducted in the indoor sports complex at the August 27th Stadium in Damaturu, where delegates cast their ballots to return Umar El Gash with 1,606 votes. Let's have details from Yunusa Suleiman.
Delegates from across the 17 local government areas of Yobe State cast their ballots during the State Executive Congress held in Damaturu, the state capital, and returned the incumbent chairman, Senator Umar El Gash. Declaring the result of the election, the chairman of the Electoral Committee, Alhaji Baba Iyali Umar, said El Gash had fulfilled all requirements of the law, having the highest number of votes.
Declare all state ESCO winners and return elected.
In his acceptance speech, the re-elected chairman, Senator Umar El Gash, promised to revive, rebuild, and reposition the party to become a beacon of hope for the people of Yobe State.
PDP is open for any person, individual or group or political party to come, because we have not seen any reason why we, as the biggest opposition party in the state, to go to another political party.
The State Executive Congress was attended by PDP loyalists and stakeholders, including the former Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Abdulbulama, member of the House of Representatives for Bode Jakusko Federal Constituency, and the only PDP member in the Yobe State House of Assembly. In Damaturu, Aisha Mohammed Saleh, NTA News.
And elsewhere, 29-year-old Princess Okpeyemi Bright has been inaugurated as the youngest mayor in the United Kingdom. The inauguration, which took place on Friday, May 16, 2025, marks a new chapter in British politics and a historic moment for Nigerians in the diaspora. She now holds the esteemed position of first citizen of the London borough of Barking and Dagenham. Okpeyemi was born in the United Kingdom to Nigerian parents, and has risen is a personal milestone and a reflection of the growing influence of Nigerians abroad. Princess Bright said during her inauguration that this is nothing short of God's grace. I am proud to serve my borough, and as a proud Nigerian, I will represent my heritage with humility and excellence. May this journey inspire others to lead, serve, and rise. She is the daughter of Dr. Councillor Afola Shade Bright, who served as civic mayor of Hackney from 2006 to 2007. Now, in a region where security dynamics evolve rapidly, the Nigerian Air Force has charted a decisive course towards self-reliance and operational superiority through a renewed emphasis on research and development. Now, those were the words of the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, at the Nigerian Air Force Research and Development Competition and Exhibition 2025. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
For decades, the NAF relied heavily on foreign original equipment manufacturers for critical maintenance and spare parts. This dependency resulted in delayed turnarounds, increased operational costs, and vulnerability to international embargoes or logistical bottlenecks. However, under the current leadership, the NAF has recalibrated its trajectory, placing innovation, science, and local content development at the core of its strategic vision. This strategic shift has positioned the NAF not merely as a consumer of foreign technologies, but as an emerging hub for aerospace innovation within Africa.
In a rapidly changing world, our ability to continue to anticipate, rapidly adapt, and innovate is imperative for the transformation of the Nigerian Air Force into an agile and resilient force that effectively meets the air power demands of national security in all operational environments.
Beyond component fabrication, research and development has also enhanced the NAF's mission, planning and intelligence capabilities, as well as forging strategic partnerships.
As threats evolve and technology advances, the demands for locally driven solutions becomes increasingly urgent.
In an era where air power is central to both national defense and regional stability, the Nigerian Air Force is proving that self-reliance is not just an ideal, it is an achievable strategic imperative. Olajide Bedlo, NTA News.
Now, Special Operations Command of the Nigerian Air Force provided a free medical outreach for about 700 people with various ailments, which is a part of activities marking the 61st anniversary of the Nigerian military formation. The gesture is a demonstration of the Nigerian Air Force commitment to service. Muazu Hassan has details.
It was under the services of the 261 Nigerian Air Force Reference Hospital, Bauchi, that this basic health care was provided to Kuhu community in Bauchi local government area of Bauchi State. The medical outreach involved free consultation and medication for various ailments such as hypertension, ulcer, diabetes, and malaria, while mosquito nets were distributed to pregnant women.
One day medical outreach is to give back to our neighboring communities as part of our corporate social responsibility.
We've been here before to conduct a preliminary check on the community to see what their health needs are. So from what we gathered, their health needs mainly revolves around hypertension, peptic ulcer disease, and upper respiratory tract infection.
The beneficiaries appreciate the gesture with a prayer for the Almighty God to continue guiding the Nigerian Air Force to success. The NAF medical outreach is aimed at fostering a sense of community partnership across the country. In Bauchi, Muaz Hassan, NTA News.
In another development, the Nigerian Air Force brought much more than fighter jets and marching bands to the people of Soka, its host community on the outskirts of Abuja, with a comprehensive free medical outreach to provide essential healthcare services to residents of the community. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports that this is part of events marking its 61st anniversary.
The outreach drew residents, young and old, eager to receive care as medical officers in crisp uniforms moved quickly but compassionately through the crowd, attending to ailments, offering vital health screenings and handing out free medications. Services ranged from general consultations, malaria testing, blood pressure and sugar level checks, eye examinations, dental care, reading glasses and treated mosquito nets were also distributed. For many in Soka, where access to quality health care can be limited, this gesture was more than charity. It was a lifeline.
Yeah, I'm very happy. And this way you do that thing. As God to go help more.
The Air Force has done something in the community that we can never forget about them.
The medical outreach is one of the several civil-military cooperation initiatives designed to strengthen the bond between the Nigerian Air Force and the communities it serves.
I saw a patient with cataract. We can also cases like appendicitis, hernia. So those are the kind of herniorrhaphy. Those are the kind of surgeries we are going to carry out, and they are absolutely free.
We picked Soka this year because it's one of the underserved communities.
As the Nigerian Air Force celebrates 61 years of resilience, excellence and dedication, This outreach serves as a powerful reminder that beyond the roar of aircraft engines and the rigor of military discipline lies a heart that beats for the people, especially those at the margins. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
It's now time to join Adeola in Lagos for stories making the rounds from that zone. Hello, Adeola.
Justin, welcome to Lagos. 1.5 billion naira worth of contraband have been intercepted by the Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A. The controller, Mohammed Shaibu, says the unit is strengthening intelligence gathering and interagency collaboration to tackle economic sabotage for improved revenue generation. Joel Popola has the report.
Sustaining the tempo of efforts to block revenue leakages, the Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service has recovered over 20 million naira through demand notices and sales of seized petroleum products. The controller, Mohammed Shaibu, says in a major landmark seizure, 7 containers loaded with prohibited items ranging from parboiled rice, used tires and other contrabands were intercepted in Lagos in the period under review.
Notable seizures include 4,085 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 15 illegally imported foreign used vehicles, 82 packs of tramadol and 10 sachets per pack, 246 kilograms of cannabis sativa, 290 jerrycans of premium motor spirit, then 4 sacks of used clothing. 4 suspects were arrested in connection with the various seizures.
In demonstration of the interagency synergy, the controller handed over the seized narcotics to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) for further investigation. The FOU Zone A is working to ensure trade facilitation by promoting efficiency and transparency in its operations.
This achievement testifies to our unwavering dedication to protecting our economy and citizens. We will continue to collaborate with sister security agencies, the border communities, to dismantle the networks engaged in illicit activities.
The controller warned those indulging in illicit trade to look for a legitimate means of livelihood, as the agency is determined to sustain the anti-smuggling operations. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Now to road infrastructure. The proposed repair works expected to be carried out on Oroshoki Excel Bridge has been rescheduled for a date yet to be announced. As Lagos residents eagerly await the new dates, they are calling for adequate preparations to minimize gridlock.
The Oroshoki Excel Bridge serves as one of the major routes commuters use to connect from Lagos Island to the mainland and vice versa, especially those coming to Lagos from other states. Some weeks ago, the Lagos state government announced that the bridge will be partially closed for emergency repairs. These residents of the state say it's a proactive step of ensuring safety of the public.
It's a good concept because that bridge is overdue for repair.
Recently, the government released a statement that the repair, which was scheduled to begin on May 13 and end on September 23 this year, has now been put on hold. The Commissioner of Transport, Oluwaseun Osiyemi, stated that a new date for commencement will be made public. For motorists, proper planning before the new date of repairs is necessary to minimize traffic disruption.
I believe that necessary alternative routes should be put out there for motorists so that people are not just stuck on the road and not having an idea of where to go when such projects come to play.
They also say checking the activities of transport union members will help in making the process smooth. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
Indeed, creating awareness on road maintenance is important to enable motorists plan the routes to ply and prevent gridlock. And those are stories from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Larry in Ibadan after this break.
You are still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Welcome to Ibadan. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has reaffirmed the commitment of his administration to improving healthcare access for people of the state, particularly those in rural communities. Kehinde Omolosho reports that he stated these while flagging off the first quarter of 2025 Omitutun free medical mission across the 33 local government areas of Oyo State, held at the Ibadan North-East Local Government Secretariat.
The free health mission, which has evolved over the years from free near harvest and annual free medical mission to a quarterly outreach program, aims at reducing mortality rates while ensuring timely medical care for people of the state. As part of efforts at improving the quality of lives of the people of Oyo State, Governor Makinde says his administration has injected 24 billion naira into the state's economy.
We have created infrastructure to allow private businesses to thrive. I use this opportunity to, first of all, say thank you to everyone that has played their own part towards realizing the programs and policies of this administration.
Oyo State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oluwaserimi Ajetumobi, says this year's program is with remarkable innovations tailored to address the current health realities.
Specific provisions for the physically challenged, the pensioners, and also civil servants, ensuring that no one is left behind. These additions are deliberate steps towards ensuring that the free health mission addresses both preventive and curative healthcare needs.
The free medical outreach includes cervical cancer screening, expanded dental care services, and tuberculosis screening. Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
Osun State government is intensifying efforts to combat hypertension with increased awareness, regular screenings, and improved access to healthcare services. Osun State Commissioner for Health, Jola Akintola, stated at the program to mark 2025 World Hypertension Day. Muiwa Omoumi reports.
Statistics show that hypertension, known as the silent killer, affects 1 in every 3 adults in Nigeria, and many people are not aware they have high blood pressure. This meeting by Osun State Ministry of Health and Primary Healthcare Development Board with stakeholders is to further find practicable solutions to end hypertension in the state.
If left untreated, hypertension can cause severe health conditions such as heart disease and stroke.
Commissioner for Health, Jola Akintola, described hypertension as a silent but deadly disease that demands immediate action.
I challenge us to a strong collaboration in creating awareness on these menace, encouraging the need for regular BP check, mobilizing the health workers to carry out outreaches and health education to the underserved communities.
The World Hypertension Day featured a public roadshow and free hypertension screenings across strategic locations in Osogbo and other local government areas. This year's theme, Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer, is a reminder that early action can save lives. In Osogbo, Muiwa Omoumi, NTA News.
And those are the trending reports from Ibadan at this hour. Let's now rejoin our Abuja studio for continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you so much, Lanre. We now go back to our earlier introduced report from the Vatican, where President Bola Tinubu said his administration will continue to strengthen the bond of national unity regardless of religious differences in Nigeria. Now, this was a special message of the president as he attended the inaugural Mass of Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican. And State House correspondent Musbadan Wahab reports.
A special guest of the Pope here in the Vatican City. And the Vatican, a center of convergence for Catholics from around the world. It is a significant once-in-a-lifetime day for Pope Leo XIV as he assumes the papacy. A practicing Muslim, albeit, President Tinubu apparently understands his position as a leader of the largest Catholic community in Africa. And so he qualifies for the front row at St. Peter's Square. He's here with other world leaders to grace the moment for the Vatican head of state. As the 267th Bishop of Rome and the new leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Leo evoked some of the messages of his immediate predecessor, Pope Francis, pleading for peace in Ukraine and Gaza, among other warring areas. And after the Mass, President Tinubu takes his turn in a warm handshake with the Pope.
And you're here, even as a Muslim president. What does this mean regarding the national unity that you have been preaching?
Well, it's consistent in the true sense of unity in diversity. And I'm greatly honored. We have to continue to work on it. It's a work in progress for the sake of our country and the continent as a whole.
The Nigerian Catholic community was well represented at the event. From the Vatican City, Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
And back in the country, the Renewed Hope Initiative's Women Agricultural Support Program, a flagship project of First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has empowered 200 women in Yobe State through agriculture. Under the supervision of Yobe State's First Lady, Hajia Hafsat Kolere Buni, the initiative aims to enhance the economic and social well-being of women in the state, promoting sustainable livelihoods and agricultural development. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
Since its inception, the Renewed Hope Initiative, a flagship project of the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has been empowering Nigerians, particularly women, to achieve economic self-reliance. In line with this vision, 200 women farmers in Yobe State have received training and support in modern farming techniques, access to farm inputs, and market opportunities.
I'm really happy. I really appreciate for their effort. They say a good leader must show a good example to their followers. They have already shown an example to us.
In a video teleconference address on behalf of the First Lady, Yobe State First Lady Hajia Hafsat Kolere Buni commended the beneficiaries for their resilience and encouraged them to leverage the opportunity to create wealth and contribute to the country's agricultural development.
I am truly elated by this Renewed Hope initiative of the First Lady of the Federation, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, our mother. We love her so much and we are happy to be doing this job for her.
Together, we are building a future where every woman has the tools, the support and the confidence to succeed.
The 200 trained women received support packages, including improved seeds, fertilizers, livestock feeds, and 50,000 naira each, aimed at boosting their productivity, improving their livelihoods, and driving economic growth in the state. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Now, the National Library of Nigeria has announced plans to collaborate with the Katsina State government to maximize the benefits of the America Window project. The project, unveiled at the Katsina branch of the National Library, intends to promote reading culture through digital learning and internet utilization. Awal Haliru tells us more.
The Chief Executive Officer and National Librarian, Professor Chinwe Veronica, stated this during a facility visit to Katsina, where she assessed the library's infrastructure and encouraged staff to implement the 2025-2030 strategic plan focused on youth development. Katsina State is the first to benefit from this initiative, which provides facilities to enhance reading skills.
The youths need this facility where they can have access to the internet, have access to the cultural activities of the United States, and also showcase their own culture. The facilities there, they're not for staff of the National Library Katsina branch. They're not for the staff of the National Library, the whole Federation. It's solely for Katsina people.
The Chief Executive of the National Library also hold interactive sessions with stakeholders, including the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Dr. Bala Salisu Zango, and the State Chief Judge to explore partnership opportunities in promoting reading skills.
We want to bring those who are involved, the National Library, the Public Library, the Commissioner of Information, to begin to think inwards. How do we revitalize literacy, reading, learning in Katsina State.
She further paid a courtesy visit to the Emir of Katsina, Alhaji Abdulmumin Kabir Usman, seeking royal blessings and exploring ways to collaborate on cultural heritage promotion. In Katsina, I'm Awan Halaru, NTA News.
Now over to Benin, where Obehi is standing by.
Welcome to Benin. The relationship between Edo State government and the Federal Republic of China has received a boost as the state government took delivery of healthcare and educational supplies worth 40 million naira from the Chinese community in the state. Goodluck Enani reports that the coordinator office of the First Lady, Edesli Anani, took delivery of the items on behalf of the state government.
The relationship between the state government and its Chinese counterpart has been on for some years now, with some bilateral ties in the areas of production, human capital, and community development, thereby considering each other as partners in the wheel of progress. The state government is taking delivery of a 40 million naira essential healthcare and educational items that are donated by the Chinese community in Edo State. This is for improved health and access to education, particularly for women and girl children. The coordinator office of the First Lady, Edo State, Edesli Anani, described the gesture as motivating.
This noble gesture aligns with Edo State government's commitment to community development, particularly initiatives that empower women and girls, which is why we are thrilled to partner with the Association of Chinese Community in Edo State.
Earlier, the spokesperson, Hazel Yan, said members of the association are in discussion with the Chinese government for more collaboration with the state government, describing the gesture as a way of giving back to the people.
This is one of our ways to say we appreciate our relationship with the government and the people of Edo State.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cyril Oshomole, and the representative of the State Commissioner of Education promised judicious use of the items. In Benin, Goodluck Enani, NTA News.
Meanwhile, traders in Oba Market in Benin City are happy on the decision of the state government to rebuild the burnt Oba Market. This will not only serve as a relief for some traders who have been displaced by the fire incident, but also a testament of Governor Monday Ukpewolo's intent to operate a people's-oriented government. The report.
Contract award has been given for the renovation of the entire Oba Market.
That was the Commissioner for Information and Communication, Paul Ohombamo, speaking on the decision of the state government on the burnt Oba Market, which, according to history, reaches back to the 15th century when commerce thrived at this location. Over centuries, it has served as a pivotal trading center within the Benin Kingdom, evolving in tandem with the city. When part of the market was razed by fire in 2000, with property worth millions of naira destroyed, now government of Senator Monday Ukpewolo has come to their rescue. The traders are full of gratitude.
If you don't do the up, they don't renovate the market. It's good for us as market women. Now make us come out. They share for walkway. Nobody likes suffer. Nobody likes walkway.
God will continue to bless us. Remember to repair our market. God will continue to bless us.
He don't say they don't see you build them. As Ukpewolo come now, we happy. May God give him power. May they build this market, and he go give him, and he go build them. As he talk, I go do it for us.
The state government has also promised to effect repairs in other markets in similar condition and assure the traders of return to their businesses. In Benin, Goodluck Enani, NTA News.
And that's the latest for now from Benin. It's time for a break. When the Nationwide returns, it will continue with Justin in Abuja.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, in a bid to promote financial discipline and adherence to global best practices, Kebbi State government is collaborating with relevant authorities to implement zero tolerance for illicit financial transactions in the art of governance. The aim is to support the Anti-Money Laundering Act and counter-terrorism financing to ensure a more transparent and accountable financial system to fast-track the development of the state. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu completes the report.
The anti-money laundering sensitization is the first of its kind in Kebbi State since the return of democratic rule in 1999. It aims at preventing the use of financial system for fraudulent activities that will undermine financial stability and legal systems. Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, represented, says his administration is committed to instilling financial discipline among civil servants for the growth and development of Kebbi State. This can be achieved through enhanced collaboration with relevant agencies to share knowledge, ideas, and improve skills in countering financial terrorism and promoting anti-money laundering acts.
They also, train their subordinates and improve themselves and put in their very best, which will definitely affect the outcome of whatever they are doing in the offices.
Through this training, we'll be able to manage the resources that we have.
Our able governor is working tirelessly and very hard to make sure that he brought developmental programs in Kebbi State.
We are expecting them to disseminate whatever they have here to other staff.
I assure you, our people must acquire more adequate knowledge on transparency, capacity, and the trust for our workforce in Kebbi State.
The 4-day training has 100 participants. From Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Now, in the heart of Abuja, a group of extraordinary women laced up their sneakers not just for fitness, but for a cause. The Holy Child Old Girls Association, celebrating 80 years of sisterhood, took to the streets of Garki Area 11 on a symbolic walkathon. It was no ordinary stroll. It was a moving call to uplift the girl child. Now let's have details from Ibrahim Dan Hamidu.
They began at NTA Domsat, marched through FCTA, waved at FCDA, then looped back step by step with purpose. The trail echoed with chants. Motivational songs filled the air like soldiers on parade. Not in uniform, but united. Hallelujah, hallelujah. In their 40s to 60s and beyond, they walked with pride.
We're here creating awareness with our work to show to give back to the school, and also show our commitments that what we learned back in school, action not words, is still alive in us today.
To invest in our girls. These girls are future, they're the mothers of the nation. So from the time they're small, we need to let them know that they have great potential in them and they can achieve the best in anything they decide to do.
At the Domsat Arena, they didn't stop. They danced, they worked out, they inspired.
What we plan to do as for advocacy is to go to secondary schools and talk to the girls, talk to them what the opportunities open to them.
Holy Child College, is a girls' school, and one of the foremost Catholic girls' schools in Nigeria, I dare say. So it's just exciting all the way. Seeing all my sisters that have turned out with our brother school, the Gregorians here in Abuja, it's all exciting.
From laughter to sweat, from memory to mission, the Holy Child Old Girls are proving advocacy has no age limit. In Abuja, Ibrahim Hamidu, NTA News.
Now for stories trending in sports, let's join Suleiman Musa in Sports Update.
All is now set for the official opening ceremony of the National Sports Festival Gateway Games 2025 in Ogun State. Vice President Kashim Shettima alongside Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun and Chairman National Sports Commission Shehu Diko are expected to perform the ceremony as over 10,000 athletes from 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT, compete for glory in 22nd National Sports Festival, showcasing the true Nigerian sports culture, patriotism, and unity. To football. After 4 impressive years in Spain, Nigerian forward Rasheedat Ajibade is set to leave Atletico Madrid Femenino. Ajibade, who joined the club in 2021 from Nigeria's FC Robo Queens, quickly established herself as a key player. Over her time with the Spanish side, she made 138 appearances and scoring 40 goals, playing a pivotal role in their UEFA Women's Champions League campaigns. Atletico Madrid confirmed her departure on Saturday during her stint with the club. Ajibade helped the team secure 2 league titles, a Supercopa de España and a Copa de la Reina. To table tennis, the 2025 ITTF World Table Tennis Championships officially got underway on Saturday in the city of Doha, Qatar, with Nigeria making an early impression in the singles and mixed doubles events. This prestigious global tournament features over 300 athletes from more than 70 member associations competing across 5 categories. In one of the standout matches of the opening day, Nigeria's Olajide Omotayo and Kabirat Ayola deliver a top-notch performance in the mixed doubles as they edge out Egypt's Mahmoud Helmi and Hendi Fati in a 5-game thriller, winning 3-2 to advance to the second round. And finally, Nigeria's Favour Ofili has set a new world record in the women's 150 meters race at the Adidas Atlanta City Games, clocking a time of 15.85 seconds. She becomes the first woman in history to run the event under 16 seconds, breaking the previous world record of 16.23 seconds by Shone Miller from 2018. Amusan finished second in Heat 2 of the women's 100-meter hurdles and have advanced into the final of the Adidas meet, while Jamaica Kranugent came third. With sports update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
This is where Nationwide ends. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Justin Bemu. You do have a wonderful day.